started. Thank you so much for joining us for today's event, How to Get More Value from Your Existing Tech Stack, Sage plus Sage CRM. My name is Katie Geyer. I am a Sage Customer Success Manager here at BrainSell, and I will be the host for today's event. So before we jump in, let's just cover a few housekeeping items. This will be a 45-minute interactive discussion. So if at any time you have any questions, please feel free to drop them into the question box, and my colleague Caitlin will interject as appropriate. Also, we are recording this event, and we'll share the recording tomorrow morning. You'll most likely see it in your inbox. So if for some reason you do not receive it, please let us know. So with that, it is my pleasure to introduce you to our speakers for today's webinar. We have Megan Brooks, our account executive here at BrainSell, and Jeff Twerdy, Sage engineer and Sage CRM consultant. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And I think we're ready to get started. I just wanted to go over the agenda for today's webinar. And again, as I said, we want this to be as interactive as possible with your input and questions. So please do not hesitate to reach out. We'll start the discussion to learn more about Sage CRM and the integration possibilities with Sage 100 and 300, and then we'll transition to Jeff to show us a demo of Sage CRM and the super cool functionalities in action. So, and then we will close with any questions that you may have. So let's jump in. I think we're ready for the poll questions. Question number one, what CRM are you currently using? So as you can see, you have a couple options there, and we will tally that on our end.
While you're all taking a look at that, making your selection as we're gathering the poll, just to give you a little bit of background about myself here at BrainSell. Of course, for those of you who know BrainSell as a growth enablement company, we focus more than just on our Sage partnerships as well. So we come with an agnostic view of CRMs and other customer experience platforms across the board. Oh, that's wonderful. We have a huge crew of Sage people and HubSpot, which is fantastic. And we definitely support both of those. So you'll see today we're of course focusing on Sage CRM and Sage 100 and 300, that integration, but know that BrainSell and myself specifically come with a plethora of knowledge across the entire customer experience platforms, whether it's marketing automation, CRM, customer support, and other AI growth enablement tools. And then of course our ERP side, which is mainly focused on Sage. So happy to support any questions agnostically across this webinar as well, but today we'll be focusing a little bit more within Sage CRM.
Perfect. Shall I introduce?
I think
So Jeff Twerdy, and I've been with the Sage CRM since 2002. Implemented many customers from small to large to over 300 users. Done many presentations along with Sage about the value of CRM. So hopefully we'll be able to transfer some of that experience to help you guys understand why Sage CRM might be a good fit for you.
That's great. And I am Katie Geyer, as you know, a customer success manager here. So I also support Sage 100, 300, and we have Sage Intacct as well. So yeah, just to get to know who is on the call today and how we can help you.
Awesome. Well, wanted to kick off today's discussion as more of an overarching conversation about CRM and the value of it. Of course, we see some people here who are already leveraging Sage and or HubSpot, which is fantastic. Those are great options for you to use. But really what we want to do first is just kind of understand, why are people really focusing on CRM? It's a huge buzzword these days, just focusing on customer relationship management. How are we going to continue to grow our pipeline, forecast appropriately, and essentially base our business on data that comes from our customers? So you'll notice that a lot of people are adopting these commercial CRMs because the entire industry is growing. We're seeing between 2021 to 2027, about a 14% year-over-year growth in CRM. And it's because of the fact that we're focusing more on customer satisfaction. Today, more than ever before, our customers have more knowledge about our products, and it's how are we going to be able just to manage that relationship and continue to grow our business with these customers that are more educated than they ever have before. And we want to make sure that we're also feeling that same type of knowledge about our customer. And the best place to do that is within a holistic view of your CRM, gathering customer demographic data. Your ideal customer profile can live inside of CRM, as well as attaching it to other tools such as marketing automation, your ERP solutions, customer support, and making sure you have that holistic understanding of the entire flywheel, whether you're engaging, attracting, and delighting your customers. That all kind of starts within a CRM. So there's multiple benefits that go into it, but I wanted to toss it over to Jeff too to see if there's anything else to add about CRM in general.
Yeah, Megan. So it's interesting. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. And I always, I've been an evangelist of Sage CRM and CRM in general for that long. And it really hit me when COVID came across, both good and bad. So, of course, like everybody, when COVID first came, everybody went home. And when they went home, did they have the right tools? Could they get on the computer? Did they know who their customers were? Did they have access to it? So that really hit home to me, and why actually, you talk about a 14% increase. Sage CRM actually has seen between 15 and 20% over the last 2 years. And a lot of it's COVID is the value of a CRM is, okay, I can be almost anywhere and have access to all my information. So that really, to me, was kind of boom, that's the value.
That's a great point too, because a lot of times when we have prospects and customers come to us and they're saying, I'm working out of individual spreadsheets, or I don't know where my team's head's at with their pipeline because they're all working in it siloed. How are you ever going to become an efficient and productive workforce as a team if you're continuing to only work within your lane, within your channel? So having it all in one spot gives everybody the visibility that they're looking for to collaborate, to increase sales, increase productivity, leverage automation that comes with almost every single one of these platforms to make your day just go a little bit smoother, and you can stay on top of these things a lot better. So I live out of my CRM every day. I don't know what I would do without that, for sure.
Right, exactly. So yeah, and we'll get into more when we talk about integration and kind of how this all flows back, which is our next question. Why is integrating your ERP and CRM so important? To my example, and really every day that I speak to clients, we're always talking about my sales team needs this information. They need to know who's up, who's down. If I go to a customer, they really want to know what are they buying. I just spoke to a brand new sales director today from a customer. And when he went into the system, we're like, okay, well, here's all your contacts. This is all basic CRM, right? If you know CRM, this is contacts are basic. But what he was very happy about was he knew who was their top customers, who were their customers that weren't buying, and what they were buying. So right away, and even from an onboarding standpoint with new salespeople, right away we were able to give him information that he would have to call accounting or not even know. So that's really key.
And that also brings up a point too about security. Maybe you have a big sales team, you don't want people to constantly be inside of your ERP. Maybe it slows it down. Maybe there's sensitive information that they don't necessarily need access to. Having the integration not only keeps you on top of, is this buyer now slowing down and not, signing invoices and contracts and ordering as much as they used to? That could be a red flag for churn, but also keeping your salespeople honed in on their CRM where they can do their entire day-to-day in one spot and also have that really valuable financial information that goes into it. So whether it's existing customers or potential prospects, you want to make sure that all of that stuff stays in one spot. So you're not flipping back and forth. Plus, everyone knows the loading time speed can be atrocious when you're trying to go from window to window.
Well, it's funny because, one of the things I didn't say about myself is I am a CPA by profession. So I have been in that arena before, so I've been on that side of the coin also. And talking with salespeople, they can't really navigate an ERP system very well, and they get very frustrated. And salespeople are always busy. They're always busy, you know, except for Friday afternoon when they're golfing. They're always busy, right? But by having that information at their fingertips, really has just enlightened everything. It's just woken up the whole CRM world. So, yeah.
All great points. Great. And then the benefits, I mean, just getting a little bit more granular here, like what are the benefits of having Sage CRM and Sage 100 and 300 connected? I mean, outside of this, of course, there's an out-of-the-box integration. If you have Sage 100 or 300, you automatically get a free CRM license with Sage. So try it out yourself. If you already leverage the Sage 100 or 300 platforms, you already do have one sales seat available to you. But the great part about it is if you already have the existing ERP solution and then you purchase Sage CRM on top of it, as soon as you turn that on and put the two together, that information is then now flipped over from your ERP into your CRM, and there's really no data migration needed unless you're obviously migrating from another CRM into, but your existing customer base, that financial information is already going to be mirrored inside the CRM because they obviously work together so well. And to all the points that we just talked about as well, just having your ERP connected to your CRM is just invaluable information for your salespeople who are constantly living either out of their email, out of their CRM, or both. But Jeff wanted to kind of speak to your expertise here too, since this is what you do all the time.
Yeah, one of the things that we haven't touched upon yet too is that the data, you know, if you think of this of a typical sales process, the salespeople are out there trying to find prospects. They find them, they put them in their CRM. Now they want to convert that to a customer, at least, you know, accounting does, or, you know, the accounting will do that. But by being able to transfer that data from CRM directly into your Sage 100, Sage 300, just makes things more efficient. And also what we have found too is that, and I'm sure that if there's any accounting people in here, there's a big disconnect between sales and accounting. By the time that accounting gets information from sales, it may or may not be right, and it may or may not be complete. So some of the things that you can do in your CRM system is you can ensure that all the information needed for accounting is entered before they get alerted that it's there and ready to be inputted. So yeah, that's huge. We hear that all the time. Hey, do I have to enter it once? Yes, that's correct, just one time. So.
Saves time for everybody and less confusion.
Right, exactly.
The goal here is really to eliminate friction, is to make the sales cycle a lot more smooth across all departments, really, marketing, sales, accounting in this case as well. So definitely great points. If we want to move on to a customer example. So this is actually one of my customers, love them dearly. They are a small manufacturing company based out of Southern California. I won't divulge the name, but Jeff and I have actually been working with them for quite some time now. And they came to me as a Salesforce user with 4 salespeople. So as you can imagine, they were completely brand washed by Salesforce because everyone knows they spend a lot of money on their marketing. It's a great tool for a lot of people, but for these guys, it wasn't a great fit for them. They were paying a lot of money for your CRM that they were barely even using. Their customer base just continued to come back to them each year over year and continued to order from them. So it wasn't like they were chasing a lot of prospects. So they came to me saying, this isn't a good fit. I'm spending a lot of money. My CRM, my ERP are not connected. They were already a Sage 100 user. What can we do here? So we evaluated Sage CRM. We figured this is a really good fit. Your 4 salespeople could really dive into this. They don't have to continue to dive into Sage 100 anytime they're looking for past customer information, because again, that's what their entire revenue is based off of, recurring revenue. So if we constantly have that within their billing cycle, when their invoices were, everything's living in Sage, it just made sense for them to adopt the CRM on top of that and then add those salespeople on there. So we leveraged Jeff and his amazing integration skills that he's done over and over. And we've also had a blog post that Jeff has done kind of outlining how he's able to do this. But we migrated the small amount of prospecting lists and notes and everything they had from Salesforce, put it into Sage, connected the two, and like I said before, just mirrored their customer base. So now their salespeople can be more efficient when they're working with their customers. And of course, the benefit is there too. Salesforce is really expensive, and Sage is a little bit more affordable than Salesforce. So they saved money. They adopted a system that was already out of the box integrated with their ERP. There was really not a huge lift to integrate the two because they already had that customer information. And now, of course, if you do have the subscription model of Sage 100 or 300, and then you also get the subscription model of Sage CRM, now your renewal's on the same invoice. And in this case, they were able to adopt Sage CRM at a prorated pricing. So if you were to go net new with a different CRM, then you could potentially have two different subscriptions at the different times. This case, it's all consolidated. So in this case, it was really great for them. Everything's all on the same page now. So far, they're pretty happy, I would say, Jeff.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that's a, you know, that's my next article is do we really need do you need a Cadillac? There's no doubt in my mind that Salesforce is the Cadillac and it can do a lot of things. The question is, do we really need it?
Right.
And that really is, that is client by client. So.
Exactly. And that's part of the plug I put earlier too, is that's part of the reason why a lot of people come to BrainSell, is because we do support everything from the Salesforces of the world to HubSpot, Dynamics, Sugar, Sage. We have all, in Zendesk Sell, of course, we have all of these different CRMs that will find a good fit for you. And in this case, Sage just made the most sense for them. And we're seeing that a lot with the 100 and 300 customer base as well, since they're already leveraging an on-premise solution. And we'll talk about this later as well. But Sage CRM is also an on-premise CRM. So it just made sense if you're already leveraging a server, or having a cloud-based customer relationship management system, it can be a really, you're okay, not really good fit. So it's all about, finding the right part. Oh, sorry, I just got feedback from myself. And then just adopting the one that's going to work best for your team.
And we've done that in the past. We have, we've been in with clients. They come to us, say we need Sage CRM, and we look at their needs, and we might say, no, I think this would be a better fit. So, one size doesn't fit all, and you have to be able to just turn and do something different if that's good for the client. So
definitely. And with the focus on integrating ERP with your CRM, and again, I'll talk about this a little bit more in depth, but working with BrainSell, who is an integration partner, we are able to find workarounds where if you did want to connect your current ERP solution, whether that's Sage 100, 300, or maybe something completely outside of the realm of BrainSell, we do have an integrations team that can help support that. And I've worked with many clients on that using a different CRM. But we'll talk about that more in detail after Jeff runs us through Sage CRM.
Right. So
on presenter rates and
show my screen. Let me get rid of everybody.
Good.
Okay. Good. Give me 1 second here. All right. So you guys can see me okay?
We can, yes.
All right. So what I did is I logged into CRM, to Sage CRM, and this is just a demo system that we have set up, but it really gives us a really good idea of what CRM can do for us. I'm not going to go through all of the functions. I honestly like to focus a lot on integration. So what you're looking at is a test dashboard. This is just a demo dashboard that we put together that shows me right away my top customers. I'm a salesperson. I can see who my top customers are. Globally, as a management, they may want a bigger view. They may want to see throughout the entire organization who are their top customers. So it's just a very simple little thing that we put on here. If your client or your customer, if your salespeople have goals, we could also put goals and track. Okay, out of Sage, Mr. Salesperson, looks like you've sold about 301,000 and you're tracking in the green, so you're good. Okay, so we can immediately give them feedback. How are they doing? One of the things I really like, though, is the customers that are down for the year. So these customers purchased from us last year, but they haven't purchased this year, or they purchased less. Where I feel this is very important is those fringe customers. And what I mean by that is they may be people that they buy 2, 3 times, 4 times a year. Maybe it's 20,000 or 50,000 a year. It just depends. But what I like about that is now we can show our salespeople who these people are, who these customers are. So think of COVID. Everybody went home. What do? I don't know. You come into your CRM and now you can start to drum up some business. Make some phone calls. Hey, where are you at? You haven't been here for a while. You know, what can we do to help you out? Okay. I can look at what products are moving. So top product sales. I think that is extremely important because now people can see what products are we selling. And for anybody in here that might be on the accounting team that's sitting in on this seminar or this webinar, understand that we know that you can do this inside of Sage, but what we want to do is get some of the real important data out in front of our salespeople.
Jeff,
Okay.
can you make the screen any bigger?
I can.
Thank you.
How's that?
Yeah, that's a little better. Can you
Bigger?
do it maybe a little bit bigger?
How's
I think
that?
that's much better. Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only
Great.
reason I don't like to do that is because then I have to, it looks like we have to scroll a lot, but
Right.
I will do that. So here's my customers that are down. Here's my top product sales. And then we can show me customers who have not ordered in X months. In this case, it's 3 months. So we have data inside of Sage 100 because that's our transactional system. And we can go in there and look and say, wow, who hasn't ordered in 3 months? And then here they are, okay? I can look at my callbacks. Who do I have to call back? That is a typical traditional CRM type function, okay? So Sage CRM has all of those kind of things. Again, we do like to focus more on the integration because we're all Sage 100, Sage 300 users. So that's a dashboard. And again, don't think that this dashboard that I'm showing you right now is the end all because it's absolutely not. We have clients that want to look at product line. Show me sales by product line. Show me sales by salesperson. Now that would be more for a sales manager, but I do have clients that want to look at that and show each salesperson what their sales are to everybody. Kind of builds that competitiveness up. Okay.
Well, that's also a good point too, Jeff, just to interject. Sure. I believe with Sage CRM, you can also do user permissions and custom dashboards. So if the sales manager did want to have that information, but maybe it's not a public dashboard that other people can put within their interactive home screen, that they could have their own information, what's important to them. So for me as an account executive, what's important to me is who am I following up with today? How does my pipeline look? Where are all my deals in the funnel? Those are types of things that I would want in my dashboard, but that might be different for somebody who is in more of a management type role.
Absolutely. And we can have more than one dashboard that are assigned to individuals. So here's a simple sales dashboard. And this one will show my opportunities. Okay, so here's all of my open opportunities. Just a very basic look, but again, that dashboard is, okay, where do I need to be focused, right? When you drive your vehicle, you're looking at your dashboard. When you're driving, same concept.
Right. Now, and this also integrates great with email and your calendars, you can see there. So it plugs into Outlook and Gmail as well, or is it just Outlook?
Really with Outlook. We can do some things with Gmail. But primarily, it really is good with Outlook. So I can take emails and I can file an email from Outlook into Sage CRM, and I can transfer my appointments from Outlook into CRM. So I'm only working in one, I only have one calendar. I can send emails out of CRM. I can do marketing campaigns through MailChimp. So I can do, say, show me everybody who's down for the year. Remember that gadget I was showing you, that little box? Show me everybody that's down for the year, and I'm going to send them an email through MailChimp, and MailChimp is going to go ahead and send out that email, and I'm going to get all the results back here. So we're using the data. So that's how we can use that Sage data to turn it into marketing data that we can then hopefully drive more business to the organization. Okay. Now, if I look at an account, so I have an account in here called GM, and GM is not a real customer, but I can see their current month sales. I can see their current year sales versus last year. And then I can see that's year to date. And then for the whole year, I can see where we're at. Now, they didn't buy anything after September 15th, but we're up $4,600 for the year, okay? And then I can also look at invoice history. So this is the last 2 years of invoices, all right? I can look at, we talk about contacts, we talk about basic CRM stuff. We can have as many contacts as we want with this customer or this account. That's important because, again, my whole discussion earlier about the client that I talked to this morning with the new sales manager, when he goes into CRM today, he can see who do we talk to at this account. Think about if you don't have a CRM and you bring somebody new in, where is all that information? Well, it's in the last person that just held that position. It's in his head. It's in somebody's Outlook. It's in a sticky note. It's in a document somewhere. By having it all inside of CRM now, we are able to have one place to go and get the information. Okay. Now, I can go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, if you can speak to a little bit of the automation too, because what people want when they're getting a CRM is not that they have to constantly update things manually. So if you could speak to, I don't know what point you're getting to next, maybe I'm jumping the gun, some of the automation and process automation that we can set up with Sage.
Sure. So let me show you an example of, here's a sales order. This probably looks familiar to people on the call. So this is a quote that was generated through from CRM through Sage 100. Okay, so here's a quote. So what can happen is you could then go to a pipeline. You could look at all of your quotes that are created. How many quotes do I have on the street that are open? You can do that by user and by the entire organization. So that's important because, again, on your dashboard, show me all my open quotes. Now I know where to focus my energy, okay? But the automation comes in. I can create this quote. It'll automatically create an opportunity inside of CRM. As that quote walks through the typical process, it goes to an order. Sage CRM changes it to an order. It goes to an invoice. It changes it to an invoice. So what I'm talking about is this. I didn't want to pop off that screen too early, is you can have a dashboard that would get created, a pipeline that would get created just by the users doing their work. So you can see I have 33 quotes out on the street worth $248,000. And then I have 94 open orders worth $339,000. So graphically, while yes, we know we can do this inside of Sage 100, Sage 300, but graphically, by user, by organization, by teams of users, we can get this kind of information, okay? There is process workflow inside of CRM that you can walk users through so you can see where every one of their deals are at, what stage are they at. So that's some automation that can occur. I have a client that sells windows. They put a quote in, and As soon as they put a quote in, they send an email out to the client, to the customer. Your order has been processed. Somebody will set up an appointment for installation in 6 weeks. 6 weeks comes up and a notification goes out to the internal team. This needs to be scheduled. Once they schedule it, an email goes out to the customer. Okay, so those are just some real quick ideas of some automation. And then I'd like to just to close real quick, back on this customer. If I look at the item history, whoops, sorry about that. So here's all of the items they've purchased. So the use case is customer calls in, hey, I ordered this item. When was the last time I ordered this? Well, the last time you ordered it was in March. You bought 5 of them for $81. Again, we're bridging that gap between Sage CRM and Sage 100.
And that just puts you up on a whole different level when it comes to customer support. Because I know people who don't have this type of integration are saying, well, hang on, let me speak to my accounting team real quick. I'll get back to you. Well, you could potentially do this live on the phone with them. And maybe this is opportunity for upsell right away, because they already know where that's going. There's no stalling here. So the integration is just really invaluable when it comes to the salespeople having the right tools to be successful in building those relationships.
And Megan, one of the things that I probably should have said way early on about CRM is the way that I equate CRM is we all have cell phones, and we've all had the wonderful experience of calling our cell phone provider. And when we call them, they know how many phones we have, how many lines, when our bill is due, how many messages we sent, how much data we've used. They know all that information. How do they know that? They know that because they're utilizing some sort of CRM system. And if we can get our clients to get close to that, they're going to be more successful.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then even further, and maybe we don't really have time to touch on it today because it's such a beast, but then also connecting, like you said, that MailChimp marketing automation,
Right.
and then creating workflows into that and sales. And now we have service delivery being super successful. You've
Right.
now kind of checked off all the boxes on the flywheel to continue to have raving fans that continue to buy from you. So it really is just like, it's crazy how far we've come from just simple spreadsheets to something that can really automate our entire workflows, which is fantastic.
Yeah, when I started years ago, it was really contact management. They took, and I'm not going to date myself, but they took a Rolodex and put it on a computer, is basically what a CRM system was.
Right.
Katie can relate with me.
I can. Megan cannot.
Sorry.
Google.
But yeah, we're happy to go into more detail about any types of like reporting. You saw some of the dashboards and dashlets inside of Sage CRM, but it goes a lot further too with reporting on different sales metrics, KPIs that are important to you. And I'm happy to have that conversation with anybody on the phone that's or on the webinar that's interested in learning more, and Jeff can be there as well to help guide us through that conversation. But I know we have about 10 minutes left, I think, so I want to make sure that we have time for everyone to have questions asked and answered. So I don't know if we
So we have a few questions, and I think Jeff, maybe you could address this first one. Someone asked, how long does it take to integrate Sage CRM and Sage 100 or 300?
Yeah, it typically doesn't take long at all because it is out of the box integration.
Okay.
So Sage has provided us the tools and the integration components inside of your ERP system to do it. So literally, it depends on how much data there is to transfer over, but there are wizards. We don't sit and type it all. So it could be anywhere from a half hour. It could be 2 hours. It's really pretty simple.
Yeah. Right,
and that's of course contingent also on if you're migrating from a CRM to Sage CRM. So keep in mind that the biggest lift when it comes down to adopting a CRM is inputting information wherever you're housing it, whether it's spreadsheets or documents or potentially a Salesforce of the world. Migrating that information over is also going to be a larger lift than the actual integration because it is out of the box. So full transparency there.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely.
Really good insight. And Megan, maybe you can address the next one on how much does it cost?
Oh man, of course, everyone wants to know the answer to that one. I will say the biggest answer is it depends, of course, on users, on where you're at within your subscription, because a lot of times we can prorate this. A lot of times it is an annual cost, but we like to say it's about $40 per user per month. So it is on the way more affordable side of CRM, but of course that is going to adjust based on your needs, of course. So hopefully that answers. I hate to leave it big question mark, but
Well, it all depends. All right, let's pivot back to you, Jeff, about people asking about how long does the implementation take?
And that goes back to the cost.
Right, it's all tied together.
It is. So implementation can be as quickly as 3 weeks, 4 weeks. We've done them in 2 weeks for real small implementations. It could take you 6 months. And again, it depends, but it really what we try to do is in our discovery, our very first call with you once you decide to go with Sage CRM is a discovery call. And in that call, we as a team determine, okay, what are our top 4 items that we really want to address? Is it, hey, I need to track my quotes better, or I need to track my customer service issues better? And then we kind of hone in on that. What we have learned over the years is you can't do everything at once. Unlike an ERP system, you kind of have to, all these things fit together and you have to do them all. Sage CRM, we can kind of do it by module. So we do like to start slow and keep it as simple as possible.
And that'll all be determined in the discovery phase, and exactly. It's very much reflected in the statement of work that we're delivering. So everybody's really on the same page based on priorities that come from you.
Correct.
So Megan, we got a question. Is there an onboarding period available with BrainSell when purchasing the CRM system, like training and report writing and things like that? How does the process work?
It can absolutely be built into the statement of work. We never want to give you a system, put all your information into it, and then say goodbye, leave you high and dry. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable. So we always like to build in end user and administrative training. If you want certain reports built and training on how to build those reports, we can certainly talk about that in the discovery phase. Everything, of course, would be listed in the statement of work and then accounted for based on a time and material project base. So we can certainly put it in there. Obviously, everyone can tell Jeff's personality. He's a great trainer. He knows the system very well. So that goes across the board for all of our technologies that we support as well at BrainSell. We're always going to make sure that you feel comfortable moving into it, so you're not getting something that your whole team doesn't want to adopt, you just invested in. So absolutely.
Yeah, and Megan, we take more of a team approach. And when I say team, not even within the BrainSell team, but we want to be part of the organization.
Absolutely.
We want to understand the organization and what their requirements and needs are, and really, that just helps immensely.
Yeah, it's definitely a two-way road here. We're not just gonna do all the work without consulting you and bringing you into the project. Or the entire process as it is. So absolutely, it's a team effort on both sides. Time investment, and of course, there's a financial investment involved in it. So we want to make sure that you're as tied to the project as we are.
And Megan, I guess the final question would be if Sage CRM is not a fit for them, is there some integration for other, with their Sage products?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, there's different CRMs for everybody. Sage isn't going to be a one size fits all for every single person. If you're looking for a cloud-based system, already we've disqualified it. I think I mentioned that earlier. So if you do want to integrate, say you already have Sage 100 or 300, and you do want to integrate that with your cloud-based CRM or commercial, whatever that might be, we do have BrainSell, a modern data platform through a company called Interloop, and we also white label those services and build it up for you. And they have a custom integrations team that can connect. We've done it before with HubSpot. I think we've done it before with potentially Salesforce. Really anything that has an open API, we're very comfortable with since we've been doing these integrations. And I've actually had a couple of customers now come to me where they want to be able to see that ERP data inside of their HubSpot contact company or deal record. And we're able to actually surface that data from Sage 100 or 300, whether it is through an actual integration or just surfacing the data up within this modern data platform. So you're able to see it based on the contextual insights within the CRM. So it's really cool. It doesn't have to be an out-of-the-box integration. A lot of times we find that the Sage out-of-the-box integrations outside of Sage CRM don't perform exactly how our customers want them to. So we've developed this platform that's able to integrate the two together really well. And we've seen really good success with it across all of the Sage products, Sage 300 and 100, 300 and Intact as well.
Yeah, that's great. So that's all of our questions right now. I don't know if there's any other insights maybe that you wanted to add, Megan or Jeff, before we kind of wrap up. Is there? Not sure you missed anything. You seem to hit all points. So
something
really
I'm
great
dealing with every single day, Katie. I love
it.
it. And it's so fun. There's so many different ways to build it, put it together. You know, ERP is pretty cut and dry, but when you come down to CRM, it's what processes, you know, BrainSell in general, we're looking at people, we're looking at processes, we're looking at what type of data you want to be able to see within your tools, and then building the tools around that so you feel successful and scalable and you're not having these adoption issues or these implementation failures that we're seeing all the time. So I guess that's my 2 cents there.
Yeah, and Megan, what we always tell clients is ERP has rules, CRM has no rules. So it is really, you can get really creative in what you can do with it.
Which may be daunting to some people, but that's why we have, you know,
and that's why it's up to us.
Yeah.
That's why it's up to us to hone everybody in, because man, we can go so crazy. Like there's some things we've done that's like, wow, that was really nuts at the beginning, but now we understand it, why we did it, but it's not a typical CRM type thing, but you know, it can be done. But yeah, that's what we try to do, is just really try to hone in so we get that success. We get adoption. That's the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So if we've got your like appetite kind of moving here with this CRM, we are offering a complimentary audit. So just to review what you have going on right now and identify those opportunities to leverage and just document. So Megan is going to be, she's ready to go with that. So let us know if you would like to move forward. We appreciate everyone joining us today, and especially you, Jeff, with your wealth of knowledge, insight, right? All those years of Sage CRM under your belt. So we really appreciate you sharing that with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was so great. So, and just as a quick reminder before we jump off, everyone, we will share this recording, and Zach Loesch from our marketing department will be following up with you later this week just to get some feedback on the content and if schedule maybe possible next steps. So I think that's all we have for today. Again, thank you everyone for joining us, and have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Thank you.